What is up? My name is Jason, and this is Jason Joyrides, a channel completely devoted to joyriding. So if you like joyriding, you're gonna like this channel. I'm currently sitting in my 2012 BMW 135i, which I recently purchased. If you haven't seen the video of me going to pick this thing up, do check it out. It was a bit of an eventful experience. Some really fun and some really not fun events happened on that trip. So yeah, do go check out that video if you haven't already. So at the end of that video, I showed the car being loaded onto a tow truck. So what happened was, it had been driving beautifully for about 10 hours, all the way home, until about an hour away from home, and get on the interstate, get on the power, and started to get some wheel spin. It cut power, and then all of a sudden it started running terribly. Just misfiring, the car was shaking. Obviously check engine light came on. So we got on the interstate and then immediately got onto the shoulder. And fortunately, the previous owner had given me the MHD Wi-Fi adapter, so I was able to plug that in and check the codes and see that there was misfiring in cylinder 5. And while I probably could have driven it, I elected not to because it was over an hour away, and I didn't want to make things any worse. So got it home. Bit of a disappointing end of the trip, but got up the next morning, ripped the whole engine bay apart, went ahead and took the coil out of cylinder 5 and swapped it with cylinder 2 just to see if it was the coil. And lucky for me, the code followed the coil to cylinder 2. So went ahead and grabbed a new coil, tossed it in there. And you know, the coils, the plugs and coils had just been replaced like within the last year. And the coil that I pulled out looked fine. And so I went ahead and toss a new coil in, and I did also go ahead and order a whole set of plugs and coils from FCP Euro, just so I don't have to worry about that again. So I went ahead and did that. And then another small thing was both of the mirror glasses had a small chip on the inside of them, where they had both fallen out on different occasions from either the passenger or him shutting the door. So I just went ahead and replaced those with some aftermarket ones. Actually, I opted to not go OEM on that because I got the kind that have the convex outer portion for your blind spot, as I am a really big fan of having blind spot mirrors built into your mirrors. And then another thing that I had to replace was a bit of a bigger one. After having the car for 2 weeks, parked it in the garage, we went out of town for the weekend, went snowboarding, and came back, and the garage reeked of gas. It turned out to be the gas pressure regulator, which is apparently a pretty common issue. I just ordered the OEM part off of FCP and swapped that in on one of my days off. So it wasn't a huge deal. Definitely, again, you know, like with the coil and then that, I was starting to get a little bit, you know, anxious with this, you know, being my first BMW. I'm like, great, I'm really getting the BMW experience. Like, you know, my neighbors driving by, they're like, man, every time we drive by, we see you working on the new car, you know. And then another thing that I went ahead and replaced was the engine start stop button, because the original one was getting pretty worn, and I just think that's a really big eyesore, and it's really worth just sprucing up the interior, because it's the small details like that that really make a 12-year-old car not feel so old. And then another thing was the lock cylinder on the door was just spinning in place, so I just ordered a rebuild kit off of Amazon and just watched a couple videos to put that back together. And one thing that I do love about BMWs is that they have recycled the same design over many of their generations and models for that matter. So I actually wasn't able to find an E82 lock cylinder rebuild video, but I found an E46 and an F30, and they both were applicable. So that's pretty cool about BMWs if you're wanting to DIY stuff. And then another thing was the third brake light was cracking just from age. The plastic was starting to get brittle and cracking around the edges. So I just went ahead and tossed on a aftermarket one off of Amazon, which it was cheap. It might go bad. If it does, then I'll buy an OEM part, but I just figured, I'll go ahead and give the cheap one a shot and see how it does. And then the last thing that I got done was an alignment. It was pretty obvious that it needed an alignment whenever I got it. The wheel was cocked to the left, and it was a little squirrely over bumps, like it would kind of tug. So went ahead and got an alignment. Now it drives beautifully. So the things I still have left to do as far as like maintenance goes, the passenger headlight fitment is a little loose, so I need to take the front bumper off and see if one of the brackets is broken on the headlight or if it just needs to be tightened. The rear bumper fitment also is loose on the left side. I think it's just missing a bolt, I'm hoping at least, or it could be a broken bracket as well. And then because it needed an alignment, the front tires wore unevenly, so I'm going to need new front tires, and I'm probably just going to go ahead and replace all of them at the same time. And then also, whenever I left it over the weekend, I came back and found 2 tiny little drips of oil underneath the car, and it looks like the oil pan gasket is starting to leak. So as far as I know, that is all of the maintenance items that I have addressed already and need to address in the future. With these BMWs, it's super important to address maintenance first and then get into the fun stuff second. As much as I really want to go tuning this thing and getting the trans tune and lowering it and, replacing bushings and doing suspension stuff, I really want to make sure that this car is a perfect daily. I do have a lot planned. I'm definitely going to be tuning it with MHD soon. And with that, I'm going to be putting together an entire either one video or series of videos that gives a general overview of MHD, an in-depth explanation of what all the different tune settings do, as well as audible differences between the different burble tunes, because I've noticed that people have only made videos about their perfect burble tunes as opposed to what might be perfect for you and your preferences. So be sure to subscribe if you're interested in seeing those videos whenever they come out. And thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.